Hey, it's your boy Kytel calling in with his best and worst games of 2019. My best game of 2019 is Resident Evil 2 Remake. Fantastic. My worst, most disappointing game of the year is Team Sonic Racing. I know people probably don't care about that game, but I love kart racers, and that one was really bad. Keep doing great things out there, guys, by the way. Love the podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode number 15 of the Unknown Games podcast. That voice you just heard was not mine. It was the listener, aka Mr. Kytel. Thanks for, sending a voice message. We finally have a voice message. Yes, RE2 is one of the best games this year for sure. And Team Sonic Racing, what? No one knows about that. And but yeah, we are here, and I keep saying we without introducing my partner in crime over here, Alex.
What's up? I'm a criminal.
I got to change it up for you every week. We got to call you a hero, the most magnificent, and now you're a criminal. Kind of like in Persona, living your dreams.
Sure. You're living my dreams, yeah. Ending up in jail and getting interviewed by a super hot prosecutor.
You see, you're sounding like it's actually not a bad proposition.
No, it's great.
And, so welcome everyone to the Unknown Games podcast. This is a show where we talk about video games, more video games, video game news. Sometimes we even talk about anime and occasionally the wonderful McDonald's hamburger. I have to keep saying it, but yes, we are typically in Japan. I'm not in Japan right now. Alex is in Japan.
Sure, I never left. I came on vacation and I forgot to leave.
Yeah, the only time you left me was for outer space, but
legit though, yeah. You know how Facebook gives you like this day, like today on whatever year?
Right.
Yeah, so every now and then I'll get a couple of those updates where it's like, hey, here's what you did in like whatever year. And it was like me going to Japan on vacation. You're just like, oh, I'm so excited, or like, oh, this is so cool or whatever. But now that I live in Japan, it just seems like I went on vacation and I just forgot to leave.
And you forgot to leave. It's just like a memory that was. Wait, memories are what was. But you know what I mean? Like, because I get that too. That's the title of this week's episode. Memories are what
Memories are what was? Okay. All right. Fine. Anyways, yeah. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, we're glad to have you here. And for all the people who follow us on Twitter, you guys are awesome as well. And Twitter has been a very interesting place to find new podcasts and just make connections. I've found myself using Twitter more, and this isn't like a promo or anything for Twitter, but I'm just saying, like, I have my own personal Twitter. You can follow me at Adrian Morris. Sorry. And no, but it's Twitter for this podcast has been fun. I've been enjoying it.
That's cool. Yeah, you guys can follow us at UGP_cast, and I guess you'll check out a crapload of Adrian's tweets. He's been going hard.
I've been going super hard, but it's not really me because I use the word we. We've been going hard. Okay. Anyways,
I've posted like a couple things. I posted like a few things, but I'll wake up one day and I'll go on twitter.com, and you have the blue circle for any account that you're also logged in on.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, it's a notification. Then I'll click on the drop down menu, and it's just like a crop load of new things for the UGP Twitter. I'm like, oh my god, what happened last night?
Exploded. Like I just exploded a bunch of tweets out. But this week's episode, we're going to be talking about not explosions or not tweeting, but we're going to talk about 2019. We're going to talk about some games, maybe some movies, anime, just in general, what we like this year. And after that, there's no news. So you guys are scot-free. There's no homework to do. And we'll let you go for 2019. Anyways, Alex, what has been your wonderful memory of 2019? Memories. Yeah, memories. What was 2019 for you?
I don't remember. It was the whole year's been a blur. Legit. So I know like I barely even remember January. Um, like I had Shogatsu break a little bit. So Shogatsu, for anyone who doesn't know, is it's essentially the New Year's holidays in Japan. It's kind of like Christmas back
Hmm.
home, where not a lot of people work. A lot of people have it off. It's almost a week off.
Right.
And
'Cause
if you are Japanese, you go back home to your jikka, like your hometown, I
your
guess.
hometown.
And you kind of just chill out with your family. No one works, and you kind of just relax for a bit and come back. So it's more or less what Christmas is to a lot of um, Westerners, right?
Westerns, because it's around 4 days, I think 4 or 5 days, but we don't, in Japan, there's no Christmas holiday.
Right.
So,
So I had a little bit of shogatsu. I'm not Japanese, but I still had the time off because I work, well, a little bit of time off because I work for a Japanese company. And I spent the time pretty much just playing video games and stuff like that because what else is a foreigner going to do with no family?
you
So,
can watch Netflix.
oh wait, you know what? Oh
Yeah.
man, the whole year's messed up. I went home for Christmas. That's what happened.
Oh, okay, okay,
So
okay.
I,
So,
I went home for Christmas, but I came back like in the new
in the
year.
new year. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm
And then
home
I
for Christmas and New Year this
yeah,
year.
this
Okay.
time around.
Yeah.
So I came back early January and I had a couple days to just chill out. I use that time as a buffer so I don't kill myself like when I come back to work because nobody wants to land and then come back to work.
That's true. I'm landing and
So
coming back to work.
yeah, well, I mean, that's you did that to yourself. You did that to yourself.
Oh, I'm
Um,
just playing. It's good though.
but yeah, I had a couple days off and I just kind of use it to chill out, play games, I think, and then I don't remember 2019. So when we're talking about video games,
Yeah.
the year for me has been kind of weird because I haven't really been playing new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know like Kingdom Hearts dropped early in the year. I don't play Kingdom Hearts, so I never got on that.
That's true.
And I'm just having such a hard time
It's
like
hard, right?
remembering what
There,
came out.
because there's some weird things. Like number one, the older you get, it seems like the year just like starts rolling by. Like I don't remember. I remember literally June, July. Like, oh, okay, the year's half gone, and now it's December, and I find myself having that more often than
Yeah,
not
I
thinking that
agree.
this week is gone, this month is gone, and then this year is gone.
Uh-huh.
And it's just, and then like the time you have, of course, you're like, what am I going to use it for? And I know where all my time went to.
Right. I squandered pretty much my entire year probably. But if I'm thinking about like what games came out, like even if I just well, I mean, we can refer to the Game Awards. So obviously Sekiro and RE2 and
Yeah,
Smash Bros, which I played when it came out for
that's
like
true.
the first couple days. And it's good. It's really fun.
You had your Untitled Goose Game. That's later in the year, much later.
Yeah, no, I played that. That was cool. So I think most of my year for video games was probably catching up on a backlog. So I checked out Yakuza 2.
Mhm.
I tried to pick up some JRPGs like Tokyo Xanadu X Plus again.
Hmm.
I had that on PS. Oh, sorry, I had Tokyo Xanadu on PlayStation Vita,
Okay.
and then I bought the remake, not remake, but the re-release on PS4.
I was gonna say,
And then
who is the not publisher, but the dev on that?
Nihon Falcom.
Okay, so it's like a
So that's
traditional
Ys.
2D
wow.
RPG. Well, 2D
No, it's
isometric
really
kind of.
fun actually. So you've never played Ys, right? We were talking about this before. You've never played Ys.
I've seen it, but I've never personally played it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Tokyo Xanadu X Plus, or just Tokyo Xanadu, sorry, it's a weird. I don't want to call it like a weird Ys Persona knockoff, but that's kind of what it seems like.
It's a hybrid of them.
So it is action RPG that uses a type system like Ys. It's just imagine rock paper scissors essentially. So one type will be better against another type, which is weak against another type. So you have 3 party members that you'll rotate on the fly.
Okay.
So as you're in a dungeon and you come across a certain enemy type, you're like, oh, I got to switch my party members because it's that'll do the most damage. So you rotate them out and then you rotate them out and you just keep switching them.
Okay.
So that's the battle system. It's basically the same as the modern Ys games. but it has like a social link system, kind of like the like Persona 3 maybe. Not as deep, but you can kind of talk to your party members and spend the points.
Can form
similar
bonds.
Similar to the Trails of Cold Steel games, where when you have free time in your day and you have like X amount of points, and then talking to a party member will burn like one of your points, and you'll lose. Yeah, so like you can only talk to so many people in a day before you're out of points and you have to rest.
That's interesting. Like I think there's a lot of at least for like the modern RPG, and I don't know if that's just something with the games of the decade. A lot of modern RPGs have that choice to kind of build a social bond, show social experience with your party members, and choose. It's kind of weird. You find yourself doing it, and I don't know. Like you feel like it wouldn't be as interesting as it typically is. You're like, who cares if I spend more time with this person? They're both digital people, you know what I mean? But then you actually find yourself like getting attached to one or the other. So I think that's just, I don't know, I think that's actually a really nice thing that's come about this decade with games. It's probably always been around, but just more so.
Well, I mean, I see it the most with JRPGs, and that's probably because of, I mean, it's probably just biased because I play a lot of JRPGs. That's probably why I see that, but no, that's cool. I know Shining Resonance also had that same system. So you can talk to your party members, and you can go on dates with them. You can give them stuff, and then they'll like you more, and then that affects your ending a little bit. Yeah.
So I have a question. Like, so this happened to me in Japan, but I want to know if this happened to you. Did you ever find yourself thinking of like your social, I don't know, your social network, or like how you arrange your time with Japanese friends or peers, similar to like a JRPG?
No, because I don't have any friends.
Dang. Well, that just, it's like, my point was derailed. But I mean, like, it happened to me when I just had a lot of people were just like, hey, let's do this. Let's hang out. Let's go here. Let's do that. And I'm like, and I found myself for the first time, it was actually right as I was playing Persona 3. And I found myself asking myself, do I really want to spend time with this person? I could like increase my bonds with this other person. And for a whole year, I ran my kind of social engagements that way. It's a nice way. It's a good system.
I mean, I think that's just like what people who have schedules naturally do. Like, I think it's a certain mindset of people to do that with their life. I can't do this. You know, some people naturally are just good at managing time. I'm not that kind of person, but you know, what my point is saying, like, people who naturally do that naturally do the thing you're talking about, which is like, you know, figuring out like where should they be putting their time.
It's true, I guess. Well, then where do I go from that? I guess I can say like my memories of 2019. My memory, I gotta say, for games, definitely Bloodborne. I went back and played Bloodborne.
Right.
Not for the first time, but for the fourth time in the span of 2 or 3 years. I would always start Bloodborne. And then what had happened was, like, I would start it and I thought I understood how to play the game. Like, okay, I attack and I'm going to get my health back. I played a little bit of Demon Souls, so I'm like, I got to be kind of cautious, but this game is all about attacking, so I should be good. And I just kept dying. I didn't understand it. And I was just like, you know what? Forget it. Like, I think the first boss, the kind of the werewolf, if you choose to go in that order, I forgot what he's called, and so don't crucify me on that one. But, you know, I just couldn't get past him. So I decided to take those breaks. And then finally, a friend asked me, like, yeah, let's stream Sekiro. So we played Sekiro all the way through, 24-hour marathon, and I enjoyed that game. It was a lot of fun watching it and playing it. And I just really loved how the combat felt. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm seeing, you know, you have to still be very action-oriented, but I see the kind of defensiveness that you need in it as well. So I went back to Bloodborne and I thought, okay, I've got this. And it clicked. Like, for the first time, Bloodborne clicked. I didn't, like, fly through it, obviously, the first 2 hours or so. Like, I was still stuck, but then all of a sudden, like, I understood how I should be playing. And I just love everything about that game, from the combat to the world to how it looks to the characters, like everything about it, it just feels good.
Right. I played a little bit of Bloodborne too because it was a free game on Plus.
I believe so. Yeah.
I think in Japan and also other regions as well. So I was like, oh, now's my chance to finally play this game that everyone loves. And I couldn't get through it. I'm not saying it's because it's a bad game. It's just because like I kept dying, and I know that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't I just couldn't bring myself to enjoy it enough to keep going. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just like I just couldn't get into the loop for me.
Into the loop, yeah. And I totally understand that.
So I just gave up playing Bloodborne. That being said, though, I actually got Code Vein 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
During this Steam Christmas sale.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really good. I'm like really enjoying it.
So I think what's kind of cool about these kind of Souls-like games is once I have a feeling that once you understand how to play one of them, you may be able to get a better idea of how to approach the others in, you know, different series or franchises, whatever. So that, I mean, it's gotten me curious about Nioh, and at first I wasn't sure if I wanted to play Nioh, but it was, you know, free on Plus. So when I get back to Japan, I'm gonna boot it up, and I'm actually excited to play it because I enjoyed Sekiro and then I enjoyed Bloodborne so much. And Bloodborne I actually want to play again, which was really, really strange. I never thought I was gonna say I want to play Bloodborne like 2, 3, 4 times, because that game is just so, you know, it just gave me, there were a lot of moments I had personally, and just I really enjoyed it. So that was like my game of quote unquote the year. I don't know if Senua Hellblade, if that came out 2019 or not. I feel like it's 2018.
I feel like it was 2018 as well.
I feel like that one's a 2018 one. So
yeah,
I actually have no clue, because Apex Legends took up the rest of my life.
Oh right, Apex was this year. So
February knocked me and my friends off Overwatch. And I think I've told other people this story, but we played Overwatch for so long, and we stopped playing. We were on PS4. We stopped playing because we just could not get any good games, in terms of it would take, you know, 5, 10, 15 minutes sometimes to get a quick play. Usually about 5 to 10 minutes was the normal. And, you know, Apex, we're like, Battle Royale, what is this? You know, this was not for us, but I'm like, okay, you know what, let's try it. Tried it. We died, but the best part of the game was that we could come back in 10 seconds. Just
right, the games are so fast.
So fast. And that was the sticking point.
Quickly.
That's and to this day, like, my friends tried Overwatch again last night, and they messaged me and they're like, yeah, it still took us like 5 minutes to get a quick play match. I'm like, that seems not that bad, but compared to to Apex, in there.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if you were playing Overwatch on PC, if your matches would be a lot faster.
That's what I'm curious about as well. Because I feel like they should be a little bit more faster. I know that overall, the Overwatch community, that is an issue, or was an issue that they've addressed. They've tried to address, and that's one of the things, the features in Overwatch 2, is that you'll be able to play different game modes while waiting for your game to start. So it's definitely an issue that was there. I don't know if it's still going to be, but, you know.
Yeah. Is the community on PC primarily? Is the people that really, really, really play Overwatch, are they on PC, or like where is the community?
They're on PC. I mean, it's just, you know, with any of these kind of, you know, team games, majority of them are on PC. Now, there is still a good base on console, and then we also have the issue of we're in Japan as opposed to being in, like, you know, stateside. So that also kind of hurts our, you know, chances of finding games sometimes. I think the Overwatch community in Japan is definitely not as active. Like, I can feel it.
I think, well, one of the nice things about playing on PC is you can actually change your server. So when I play with my friend, very rarely, let's say once every year,
yeah.
I'll boot up Overwatch and then I'll patch it because hundreds of
You'll
patches have
patch that
come out
40
since then.
gigs. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can actually change your server on Battle.net.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were like, I want to play on PC and I want to play with Americans, you can just change your server. No sweat.
No sweat. I think how we used to change our server was we would make someone the party leader or whatever. Like we would join the person in America, like their party.
And that's what happened. Yeah.
So we could get onto like that server. But yeah, Apex took over most of my gaming time. And of course, that's all she wrote in terms of games I played. I feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was mostly backlog and that kind of thing. I can't even like really remember what game that I got super hooked on throughout the year. I tried to get through a little more of Valkyrie Chronicles 4
Mm-hmm.
because that game was like I love that game. I still haven't finished it, but the gameplay is pretty fun. It plays pretty well on PC, which is where I'm playing it now.
Okay.
I bought it for PS4, and then it came out on PC. And then I was gonna play it on PC because I prefer just to have all my games on Steam, like on a hard drive where I can like launch them real fast.
Okay.
But there wasn't Japanese support for the PC version at first, and I really wanted to play it in Japanese.
Right.
And then like later down the line, they're like, "Hey, good news! You can now play it in Japanese." And I was like, "Oh snap! There it is. That's what I'm doing." And I'm gonna.
It's like that's the one right there.
So I'm gonna. And then I rebought it, and then I switched it to Japanese. So we talked about this last episode, but like if you really wanted to like study Japanese, it helps to just play a lot of games in Japanese. And a lot of JRPGs on Steam allow you to change the language to Japanese. You can play them just in its original form, I guess, to put it one way.
And it's like I said, find a game that doesn't have the most crazy vocabulary. I started actually playing my first Japanese game was Monster Hunter Portable Third, and that was
really no. Yep,
and that it's actually really interesting because when people would, I bought it in Japan, I played it in Japan, and I had no clue how to make items. Like there were like for the longest time I could not make and I don't know item names because of this as well, but I don't know how to make the bug trap. Like the electric trap. I didn't know how to do that. I always thought that the net was a spider web because I was going on the icon. And then like, I know it says net, but it just didn't register. And then there's so much kanji on my little PSP screen. And at one point I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So all I knew what to do was this green bottle is health. Drink. If I get hit, I drink. I stay out of the way of the big boys. Teammates, do your thing. I'll come in for one hit and I'll try not to die. Because I was playing with, experienced Monster Hunter players and they never explained it. All the different, mechanics. So then I come home.
So funny.
And I had no one to play with in the US, but I was in a gaming circle or a club in college, and I was just like, man, does anyone play Monster Hunter? And my Chinese friend was like, dude, you play Monster Hunter? Yo, let's play. And for the first time, he just literally taught me how to play Monster Hunter. He taught me how to make items. I still didn't know the names of them, but I knew what they did more or less.
You're just like, oh, this icon does this thing.
Yeah, this icon does this. Okay, this makes more sense now. And he became my mentor. And then finally, my friend, when Monster Hunter World came out, that wasn't this year. That was last year. Okay, yeah, when World came out, my friend was like, dude, you're like my senpai. Teach me. I can't teach you how to do it. I'm going to tell you that the green items combine to make a better green. I'm going to teach you in the worst way ever.
That sounds like Resident Evil, like herb mixing. You take your two herbs and you mix them together, and you have a mixed herb.
And then you have more health that you can get from that mixed herb.
Yeah.
Did you play RE2 this year? Because I didn't play it, but
I know I didn't. I actually just I can't play spooky games. I just have a hard time playing spooky games, so I don't
spooky.
do it.
So Resident Evil, I don't consider as spooky.
Well, it's a different kind of. Yeah,
you can't do jump scares.
Yeah, I guess. Because there's horror games like that are more like psychological horror, and then there's just like jump scare games. So
I can do jump scare. I can do jump scare games like Dead Space is to this day still one of my most favorite
Oh,
series.
Dead Space. Yeah,
Love
yeah.
Dead Space. But at one point in the game, you literally just start stomping the things just like for fun. I'm sorry. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I want to get kind of overpowered, or not overpowered, but you get a lot stronger.
Yeah, you don't really fear them or anything. I think the only thing that ever gave me a jump scare in Resident Evil was like RE4 and the dog first popped out in the graveyard or something, and it just for some random reason scared me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so I think one of the cool things about this year, of course, were those remakes and the fact that one day
there's like a trend. Yeah,
there's a trend of remakes, and I think now if you're growing up and playing games, you can finally play Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 remade, really nice graphics, really well done at that
on one console.
And then they better not do 4. Don't do it again. Please don't.
Well, they will, because why not? Because I don't know. You're right. There's been a lot of remakes recently, and I think the cynical people will call it a cash grab. And to some degree, like, I don't know, maybe it is, but I really like it because you're right. Having all your games on one platform is so convenient, and that's partly why I like playing games on PC, because PC never changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it never does.
So, like, when Call of Duty Modern Warfare got remastered, everyone's like, yeah, I can play this game again. And I'm like, I could always play that game because I could just reinstall it. And it was just like, I could play it.
And you guys have, modders who can give you some nice texture work without the developer's help.
Right.
For certain games.
That's kind of why I prefer just having all my games on PC, because you don't have to worry about, dragging out a PS3 or something like that.
And hooking it up. It's a journey. But I was gonna say, outside of games, were there anything that you movies or anime, anything that kind of like you watched this year that got your attention?
Well, I mean, I saw Tenki no Ko. What's the title in Japanese? Weathering with You.
Weathering with You, yes.
Right. So I watched that like a lot of Japanese people did. I think it was #1 for a couple of weeks when it first came out. Because like a lot of other people, I saw Kimi no Wa. What is
Your Name?
Your Name?
Yeah.
In English, yeah. That movie was so good.
I'm going to ask you which one is better in your opinion? Did you enjoy better personally?
I have to say Your Name, because here's the thing. I think Your Name hit hard for a lot of people because that movie invokes so many memories of the March 11th earthquake from 2011.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like, I was living in Japan during that earthquake, like when it hit.
Right.
And like, I don't know, like the way that the movie depicts that disaster, it really echoes. I think it reminded so many people about just the earthquake itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why people had such an emotional reaction to that movie. And they also, like, I don't know, it's the way that they depict just little bits of daily life.
Right.
Was done just well enough for the viewer to kind of get like sucked into the story and be like, oh, this is much like my daily life. Like, I can really relate to these characters. Not the body swapping thing, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, not I've never swapped bodies with anyone, much less places, but it is, looking back on it, there are definitely a lot more relatable moments in there, and there's a lot more daily life, like relatable daily life, like you said. And for me, I like Weathering with You more, just because I like the characters. I don't think that they're completely realistic in terms of their living situation. That's just like, no, you have to suspend your, disbelief for them a lot more than even swapping your bodies, because they're set up in a real world, but it's like, what is this, a 15-year-old living by herself with her brother? Like,
yeah, and she had very, very competent and everything. Yeah, she
had no relatives. Like, the state would do something, like, they wouldn't be able to continue living in an apartment and pay rent and all this. No, but I just loved how they had so much fun with the whole her being, the weather girl to make your life brighter.
I think for me, I really enjoy the sci-fi elements from Your Name more than Weathering with You.
Okay.
Like, just as the type of person that I am, like I prefer that kind of fiction, like the timeline, the time travel thing.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Your Name if you haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it. There's some time travel. I mean, they both have some parallels in that sense, but like you said, I think that they do it better when they have that similar moment where they kind of meet, you know?
In the moment on the train for me, like I love that so much. Like when the viewer realizes that moment on the train for him,
it's like it's not over.
When she had like attempted to go to Tokyo
to
see him like before she died.
Right.
Oh man. Anyways.
Yeah.
So I saw like Weathering with You, and I like that movie. I don't hate it. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
The soundtrack is good. I love the soundtrack. I think a couple of months ago on Spotify, if you have, apparently it doesn't work. Like, it's not on Spotify if you have a Japanese account, but I don't have a Japanese account. So the full versions of the theme songs are now on Spotify from Radwimps.
And I always thought that they were for some reason. Like, I guess because I bought them. Like, I bought the soundtracks, and like, yeah, both of the soundtracks. Even if you don't like haven't watched the movie, I do like both of those soundtracks are amazing.
They're good.
They're really good. And I have to give Kimi no Nawa, Your Name, the nod in terms of soundtracks for that movie. I have to say it's better than Weathering with You. But still, I love Weathering with You. I guess because I like Rain more. I'm a fan of the Rain.
For this soundtrack, I think Kimi no Nawa has the better soundtrack, but for theme songs, I want to say maybe Weathering with You. But like, what I mean is, if you buy the soundtrack for Weathering with You, it says like movie edit for the theme songs, but now they have like the full non-movie edit versions. Yeah, and they're like Grand Escape full version is so good.
Dude, so like I need to buy that album because I saw it released like a couple weeks ago, right?
It's called Complete Version. It's called Weathering with You Complete Version.
Because I wanted to listen to Grand Escape so much that I just bought that. I bought the 2. Is it a 2 minute and 50 seconds? It's short. It's like half of the actual song.
The full version is like 5 minutes.
It's so short, and I was just like, you know what? And oh man! But I paid like $2 for it.
Yeah, on iTunes, right?
On Google Play, but yeah, Japan. Okay. Getting our money. No 99-cent singles here.
So it's called Weathering with You Complete Version, and it has the full versions of the theme songs, and the full version of Grand Escape is 5 minutes and 39 seconds.
Yeah, and I think there's 7 tracks overall? 7?
It is 6 tracks.
Okay, yeah.
And you get the English version of the main theme, which is, it's all right. It's fine. Anyway, sorry. Weathering with You is super good. That's the movie that I saw this year. For other anime movies, I also saw the Pokemon movie, which is a remake of the first movie.
Yes,
and my super short review of that is it's fine.
Okay.
I just hate how they remade the movie shot for shot. So it's a remake of the movie shot for shot, but just in 3D. And I'm like, you had the opportunity to like
do something different,
change some shots. Yeah, make them a little different. Like add in some extra things, add in a cool thing. Like maybe, I'm not saying add new Pokemon per se, but you could have done something different. You chose not to.
I mean, that
was not a Pokemon movie. And then I saw the movie for Bunny Girl Senpai.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard that one was kind of rushed, but was it fulfilling? Was it fulfilling? Okay.
You have to see the series, the anime series, before you watch the movie, because it's a sequel, obviously.
Right.
So the series is based off light novels, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the movie itself is just one of the light novels that are after the light novels that the anime is based off.
Mm-hmm.
But that movie was really good. I saw it with my girlfriend. She cried like twice in the movie.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. It's I didn't cry, but it has moments like you know.
I mean, I
Sorry.
I probably would cry. I cried to Super Smash trailer, so it's
Then you would have cried a lot. Yeah.
I would
Have you
been
seen
bawling.
the anime series though?
Yeah, I've seen the anime series.
I like that series so much. So
They have the best banter. That's the best banter.
Oh my god, the main character is so good. For me, there's a couple there's a couple anime series that I like to revisit every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll just be like, oh, I'm in the mood for this anime series. So for me, I would say that's probably K-On!
Oh gosh, K-On! You can't. Yeah, I recently found
Anohana,
I don't know. You can skip that. Oh,
and
gosh.
Angel Beats. Angel Beats is like I like going back to that every now and then.
I can't go back to.
Why?
I mean, I want to preface it with I've never seen it, but it doesn't seem like my cup of tea.
And I think I have to add this one Bunny Girl Senpai to that list.
I mean, it's a solid list though. Like I give you your props, your respects. I was trying to think of anime I saw this year. I know I did see, of course, Weathering with You. I also saw Penguin Highway. Pretty sure that was this year. And that was literally what happens when a bunch of penguins come to the world, or potentially not come to the world. It was a kind of trippy movie, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Very beautiful. And I also saw the Dragon Ball Z Broly movie.
Oh, in English or Japanese?
In Japanese, in 4D, 4DX, so seats
Cool.
rumbling.
Yeah.
Best movie experience I've ever had.
A Dragon Ball movie, yeah.
The Dragon Ball movie. I have to say, like, first of all, of course, like the seats are rumbling, right? And you have, wind and the rain effects coming down. But they really did take the time to calibrate every punch. And when you're, of course, Dragon Ball characters are always going through cliffs, and every impact feels different. Almost every impact feels different. And so like your chair is rocking and being, impacted in various degrees. It's just insane.
Is there a smell for the 4D theaters?
There
for
is
the 4D movies?
There is smell, but I don't think that this movie didn't have smell. It'd
be funny if it did. It just smelled like sweat, like in the theater.
They probably could have. Like, I literally came out of that theater and I was just kind of, like when you have like a really cool experience and you just don't have words, but you're just like, man, that was awesome.
That's so funny that you're this hype on a Dragon Ball movie. I mean, I'm not really making fun of you, because I did want to see it, to be honest, actually, but I didn't end up going.
I will tell you, every Dragon Ball fan, if you can find it in 4D, if possible,
it's
find
probably
this.
Not 4D anymore.
Yeah, it's probably not. This thing was on fire. It's better than going to a theme park, better than going to your mama's house on Christmas. That made no sense, but it's amazing. It's a wonderful experience. Do you like
the Japanese voices?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with them. I'm used to them.
So I'm like, I almost always prefer the English voices for Dragon Ball. That's just because I grew up on the English voices.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just seems like, I don't know. I just enjoy Dragon Ball way better in English. So I was playing Dragon Ball Fighters, right?
Right.
And like the first thing I did was like switch it to
the English voice.
Like, yeah. So I've been I think 2019 for me has been, I've been playing more games in Japanese. I've been just trying to put in the effort to play games in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is like the one game that I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Put it in English.
I don't need to say their one-liners in the language set, because in fighting games, those one-liners they come off like every other second. So.
Well, especially in Arc System Work games, like
cancel, right? counter, the counters.
But no, Dragon Ball Fighters has a pretty decent story mode as well.
Arc System games, they do have a really deep story mode for all of their games, whether people notice it or not. But it's there.
Yeah. So, I mean, Dragon Ball Fighters is still on sale for the Steam sale.
Yeah, the Steam sale is good. I haven't taken a sharp look at it because I already spent all my money
on the other sale, right?
Yeah, on the other sale. Curse you, Steam.
Yeah. So I only picked up Halo Reach, which
Halo
isn't on sale,
Reach?
and I got Halo Reach and
Okay.
Code Vein.
In
I've
Code
been
Vein.
playing a lot of Code Vein.
How much was Code Vein? 30?
Well, it's 30% off. Yeah,
Okay, so I'm not
it's
good
all
at
right.
math.
It's a decent.
It's decent, you know.
It's a
So it's
decent
like
discount.
$50, 45.
That'd be like somewhere around $50. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
but Code Vein is good. I've been playing that. It's fun.
Yes.
I'm probably not gonna get anything else from the Steam sale. I might, because they're doing an event like what's the word, a meta game with the Steam sale.
Okay.
So you earn festivity tokens just for doing stuff like chatting with friends, using a stamp, watching a live broadcast of a Yule log. You get festivity tokens, and you can cash those in for chat stickers, which are like, what do you think they are? They're just chat stickers.
First chat stickers.
But for 5,000 coins, you can trade in for a coupon,
Okay.
and I have enough tokens for the coupon.
For the coupon. That's pretty cool.
It's 650 Canadian. I don't know what that is, and it's probably 5 USD, but
5
it's 650
USD?
Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's nice.
then I've also been selling my Steam trading cards because I have a lot. I don't think you've been on
I don't
Steam long
even
enough.
know. Like I've seen that some games come with trading cards, but I don't know exactly
Right.
what they do or even how you get them.
Okay. So they're trading cards. They're pretty much what they sound like. You can just collect a bunch of cool looking JPEGs, I guess.
Okay.
And you can crush them into gems and buy booster packs with those gems, or you can actually sell them on the Steam marketplace. So I've been looking at the value of some of my trading cards because I've been on Steam for a very long time, and I have a lot of trading cards because I have a lot of games on Steam.
Right.
So I've been selling.
So
the last couple of days, I've been selling my trading cards.
What are you trying to? Yeah. I was saying, how much do you have, and what are you trying to get? The end goal. What's the end game?
I'm not trying to get anything. I'm just trying to get like enough money to get basically a free game. So each card is worth, let's say, in the ballpark of 10 cents.
Okay.
I now have $10.
You want me to like
That I-
clap for you? Like that's
I
awesome.
mean,
Like that's that's a good thing. You know, that's you're saving. I'm proud of you, Alex. Working hard.
Well, I mean, like, I didn't think they would sell, but people are actually are buying them. So now I have $10.
Crazy. So they're
Yeah.
buying them like you don't. It's not like you just press a button and it's like sell. You're actually selling them to other people.
No, it is like you just put them on the marketplace. It is a button click. It's
Okay.
just sell.
Okay.
And then it puts it up on the marketplace. And then someone is like looking for a specific card, and then they see that you're selling it, and they'll buy it from you.
That's crazy. That's
I
actually
mean, like-
legitimately crazy that they like Steam has this weird. It's not even weird. It's weird in the sense that it's on a store for a store, but it's it's almost like you're playing Hearthstone or any of those other
But I mean,
games where
like,
you know.
but these are just trading cards that you get. They're achievements essentially from
From
playing
games.
games. So you buy a game like Code Vein, and then I was playing it for a couple hours, and I got a bunch of trading cards just from playing the game that I bought, and then
Yeah.
I sold those cards, and now I have money in my Steam wallet. Like it's just I don't want to say it's free money, but it's almost,
It's there. It's almost like free
Yeah.
money.
because like I bought Code Vein to enjoy. I didn't buy Code Vein for the trading cards. I got Code Vein to play to enjoy.
I'm hoping
And
you didn't
then-
buy the game for the trading card.
And then out of it, I got items that I could sell on the marketplace. And now I have like $10 from
the market from crushing cards.
And then now I can use that to buy probably another game. $10 is a lot of money on the Steam sale. That's like at
That
least
is-
a game somewhere. Yeah.
That is a game. There's this Cat Robo, Get a Robo or something like that I kind of wanted to play. It's only like probably 50 cents on the sale.
Yeah, like I could get Resi 2 almost. Like Resi 2 is $26. So
What?
$10. So Resi 2 is $26. And I have $10 in my wallet right now. And I have like the 650 coupon from my festivity tokens. So now
Right.
I have basically Resi 2 for $10.
So you've like that's Steam. Like I made a tweet about this. Like, stop taking it. Stop taking our money. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay,
But
go ahead
like,
and do
yeah.
it. Just take it. We're ready.
Or like let's say Resi 2 is not your thing. What if you want Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4?
Are you
You
just
can get
going
that.
down a? You're looking on a list right now, aren't you? Because there's no way you just pulled
Yeah,
that
yeah,
off
yeah.
the top here.
You can get that for $10. Or like, let's say you don't like Naruto. Maybe you're more of like a Tekken 7 person. That's practically free.
That's
That's free right there.
that's a
Like,
very good thing. I noticed like even like Guilty Gear XR,
oh my
Revelator
god,
and
that
stuff. Those
Guilty
are,
Gear
yeah,
Double X is $3.
they're cheap. They're like some of these things are so cheap. I'm just like,
Yeah.
yo, yeah, Steam
Guilty
sale
Gear
is
is like
just
$3.
yeah.
Yeah.
Steam sale is just insane, and
I'm just saying,
every year
like-
they do it like every year.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I'm looking forward to, in terms of games, definitely looking forward to Guilty Gear Strive. I'm super looking forward to that. I'm ready to get back into fighting games and continuing to play Soul Calibur 6. Looking forward to more whatever DLC that they're going to put out for that game. So I think for me next year is fighting games, and of course there's FF7, which I'm not going to get to because I'm going to choose to play Last of Us 2 and Cyberpunk 2077 with my time, and then going through my backlog. I'll be streaming next year and going through my backlog.
I'm gonna do FF7 for sure. Like at launch. So I'm gonna do the opposite. So I'm not gonna play Last of Us. I'm gonna play FF7.
It's a good choice. Actually,
Yeah.
Last of Us is in May. That's right. So I could,
Well,
But-
it's Cyberpunk or FF7.
yeah. And I'm going Cyberpunk because I know I'm not going to finish FF7 that fast. I don't want to rush through it. But I am.
How long is it? We don't even know, right? Because it's not the full game.
It still has to be at least 30 hours.
I would feel like it has to
40.
be the length of a normal game. So I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's not the full game. Like, how dare you, Square?" And they're thinking that because they said it's basically just the Midgard chapter.
But they said it's also going to be a full RPG.
Yeah,
Lengthwise.
so people are thinking that it's just the Midgard chapter from base game, which is only like what 10 hours, I think. But I think they're adding, well, they are adding like a lot of stuff, so they're basically turning the Midgard part of that story into its own
game.
which will. So how much are they adding
You're,
after that?
I
Like
don't
that's not Gold Saucer. Gold Saucer is not in there, and that's not like the
No, we're-
Sephiroth flashbacks.
We're
Like,
not even
that's
on
not in there.
like we're not even in like Dis 2 territory, close to Dis 2
No.
territory after this. We're just in. Well, it'll get done,
Like that's not Cosmo Canyon. Like
I'll
none
be
of
70.
that stuff is in there.
I'll be 70.
Yeah.
You'll be 70, and people can guess how many years that'll take.
I hope it's only 2 parts. Like I hope they don't do 3.
It's impossible to do 2. Like what are they gonna do? They're just gonna be like, hey, we made the first. Like Midgard isn't even that much of the first disc, honestly.
I know.
Like
That's the thing.
to
Yeah,
cram
I
everything
know.
on like the next part is just it would be insane.
Because they have to do all the Sephiroth flashbacks, and they have to do Cosmo
Yeah.
Canyon, Gold Saucer.
Yep.
The mines. I'm thinking that's a thing, right? In that game.
It's
Mines,
been so long,
right? And don't forget like the City of the Ancients, like that whole thing.
That whole thing.
Like,
Like I said, just go ahead and someone make a Xenosaga. That'll tide me over.
yeah,
That's my 2020 wish. Xenosaga announcement.
I want to really play Xenosaga so bad. Yeah.
Someone is gonna do it. But that's my schedule. What are you looking forward to? You said Final Fantasy
2020?
7 for 2020. Yeah.
Yeah,
What are your plans?
FF7. My plan is probably to play FF7, and I mean I want to play more games in Japanese, and I want to finish more games that I start. So I play a lot of games. Pretty much, I buy a new one almost every month,
Mhm.
but I don't finish them. Not usually. So I want to try to finish more games. I want to continue to do more things in Japanese, and I want to. I don't know. I guess I'm looking forward to FF7, and hopefully it doesn't suck. What else is in 2020? Like Kanagawa Gekros? Like I don't like.
Yeah,
what?
I just want you to have like a conversation with someone like, what games are you looking forward to? FF7 and Kanagawa Jet Girls. What? Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna get Kanagawa Jet Girls for
January.
For sure,
I think it's January. January or
Oh,
February.
it's so soon. It's
really soon.
No, it's January.
Yeah, January jet ski racing in the winter.
We'll be racing that river in no time.
We'll be racing that river together in no time. That's a good.
Like the DLC. Like I don't want to pay for the DLC, but I feel like I need to because it has the Senran Kagura girls. In it. Yeah, so that's Yumi and Asuka. And it's like you can't not have them. You can't not play as them. You know what I mean?
That's true. You got to have the classic, the good classics.
Kanagawa Jet
Alex
Girls.
is looking it up. Next year is also the release of new consoles. So we'll have PS5 with its
Oh my god,
whatever's happening,
yeah,
and
PS5,
Xbox Series
X.
Wait, is it Xbox X Series X? That would have been crazy.
No. It's
Xbox
Series
X, which could soon change to Series Y and Z, and then it becomes a Pokemon series. Xbox, the Pokemon Chronicles. I don't know. So that's happening. We got our Marvel movies that'll be coming out. Wonder Woman 1984 looks kind of hype. I ain't gonna lie, looks hype. That and Scarlet, not Scarlett Johansson, but Black Widow, who was played by Scarlett Johansson. That trailer dropped. I know there's a new Ghostbusters that's coming out with homie from Stranger Things, and Mike from Stranger Things is driving. But yeah, there's a lot of fun to be had in 2020, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Of course, the podcast itself, UGP. We're doing big things hopefully next year. I say this like I have no clue.
I mean, we'll continue to do what we're doing, which is winging it. Yeah. I wanted to mention real quick about the Xbox Series X. I was like, what? Like, there's no TV that supports 4K at that speed, 120 hertz, 120 frames per second.
Yes.
I linked you this on Discord, but LG has a TV. It's the LG C977, which is
I'm looking at this
4K
thing now.
TV. It's a 4K TV that has variable refresh rate. So if you have a console or a computer connected to it, it'll sync the refresh rate of the TV to the output of your frames, so you don't have tearing or anything. It doesn't look weird.
Okay, which is insane.
They just released the firmware update that supports 4K at 120 hertz, 120 frames per second.
And you can get this all at the lovely price of...
It's 5K USD.
Yes, you can get 4K in 5... Wait, you can get 4K for 5K.
Yeah, so if you have the money and you're like, money is no question, I want the best of the best, then LG has a TV for you. But that's it. So we were talking about like, there's no TV that even supports this. That's not true. There's a TV that supports this.
Wait a minute, Alex. I'm not sure if this is like a thing or not. I clicked on the 55-inch version, which is only $1,500 right now. You're saving
it's cheap.
They have a deal going on. But I'm going to assume everything, it has everything that you wanted, it looks like.
Yeah, maybe it looks like it might have
like
variable refresh rate. So.
Yeah, so if you can buy it now for $1,500 for the 55-inch, you're game. You're good. It even has,
and this is crazy.
Okay.
You buy a $500 gaming monitor and you just play it on that.
What you just proposed just upset one of many people that they could spend less money.
If you absolutely need to have a TV with these, features for a gaming console or a PC, then LG has a product for you. But if you're like me and you don't watch TV, just get a monitor. Just get a big monitor.
If anyone remembers the old Visa or MasterCard commercials, it's like, but for everyone else,
there's a gaming monitor.
There's a gaming monitor. Oh man, but this has been our winged episode number 2. We've been going 15. This is the 15th episode, and we haven't stopped. We've gone every week. We've prepared content for you all who are listening, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been our, Alex has been working the wheels over here, doing some editing. I did the earlier edits. I'll be back on editing probably when I get back to Japan. So we're trying to keep the quality solid and stable, and then of course improve the quality. We do this podcast, of course, out of our own pockets, but out of our own love. At the same time, we really do like talking, and how can I say? We really love, like, sharing the news, sharing what we love with you all, and we hope that you'll also do the same and do something wonderful with your time. Put something great onto the world. So that's I don't know if that's our mission statement or if we just like to play games and give you a perspective on Japan and some life that we live here. But you can follow us at UGP_cast on Twitter. You can also do the same thing on Instagram. We have an Instagram now. There's a YouTube channel that just has last week's episodes up the week before. I don't know if it's a value bet if you're listening to us here.
So if you're listening to this on YouTube, then you know that you're a week behind, and you can jump to our Anchor page at anchor.fm/UGPcast and find the latest episode. It's also on Spotify or whatever, Google podcast, that's all there. But if you're listening to this on those platforms, now you know we have a YouTube channel, and we might use it for other stuff as well. So let us know if there's any content that you would like to see in a video form on YouTube, and we will see if we can get to it.
Exactly. And remember, you can leave a message on our Anchor page or voice message. The link is there to leave a voice message, just like at the beginning of this show. We love to hear from you all. And of course, follow us on Twitter. Really, Twitter is lit. I ain't gonna lie, Twitter's lit. I love Twitter. But follow us.
Twitter is lit.
Twitter is lit. 2020, Twitter, will you still be lit, or will TikTok just continue to just drive the world? I'm not opening a TikTok, guys. No.
You should do it.
It'll be me just dancing to old songs that aren't hip anymore. But 2020, yeah. Good things are going to be happening for the podcast. Good things I hope will be happening in your lives and in our lives as well. And with that, we are going to take our leave, I guess. You set the tone and play some video games. We'll be back after New Year's. I'll have a bonus episode for you guys next week, so enjoy it, and peace.
Sounds good. See you guys later. Play Katamari Damacy.
And Chrono Cross, or Chrono Trigger. Life rocks.
Alright. Alright, peace.
Peace.
Oh, thank you.